Welcome back to my channel, and today is a very heavy topic on what are the different options apart from engineering. Because at this age, at this date and age, you might already be knowing that many people are aware of other just 5 years back, not 5 years, yeah, 10 years back, these options were not so much popular, and today we have um, all kinds of companies are coming. There are a lot of government has made a lot of changes and things. There is all kinds of information available on the internet and YouTube. So so this is the result of it, and so many people today, they have the pleasure of choosing some other degrees apart from engineering. And actually, back in the day, we did not have this kind of choice. And so but still then you cannot dismiss this as only being useful for young people. But again, you can explore the master degree courses of all these things if you are already graduated. And so that's the benefit of that. And so I have listed out the options. And so we'll start with why. Because the problem is that previously there was not I mean, many people were not aware of all the options. And some of the fields like design, say, were also not very much developed 10 years back. Even 5 years back, it was not too much developed. Okay, so some of them are emerging. And so then why, if engineering has been so much popular, why should you do that? Why should you go against the tide when most people are studying that by default? The answer to that is you should have a reason to study engineering. And always, in life, you should do things like uh, you should always try to do things the best possible way. Like, you have to be like you know you have to be in the best, whatever field you are taking. You should try to, because we live in a society. So you have to think in terms of, where am I going to work, how much money am I going to make. Okay, and even on top of these, there is the question of how much time. I mean, you for some people, the time is also an important parameter. They want to be able to come back home at 6:30, 6 p.m. And have you may need to give time to your hobby, or you are doing something entrepreneurial, and you are writing a book, you are doing a craft, anything that you are doing, gardening, or okay. So, oh shit. So okay, so then if I were to say, so these are the things. And so often you will find that the choices are restricted in engineering. And it actually becomes a dead end. And where people they they think it is fun in the beginning when you have friends in college and everything. But that all starts to vanish when you start your job. Many people don't get the same kind of jobs, and they are separated. Friend circles change. You move to bigger cities, and there are problems with the cities and everything. So it's kind of a awakening that happens. And so you always need to pay attention to people who have experienced these things, and they are telling you about it. You may not be knowing it because of the difference in perspective. Someone is standing at the top of the hill, someone is standing at the bottom of the hill, so the perspective difference is there. And you may not be able to understand them right now, but there are a lot of things. And I will not, if you frankly ask me, I will not recommend engineering. And if I had the option to do something else, I would have gone back and do I have and done something else. Because yeah, I do enjoy engineering and everything. I don't regret it that much. But the thing is that in home, like in home scenario, I'm not talking about MS in US. If you can do that, then of course, then there is again a good possibility of aligning your skills and jobs and quality and appreciation. That's a different level of things. Okay, so I'm talking about the home scenario. So I would have done that, because what you do, what you're good at doing, what you will be excelling, that's one thing. And what what you get from the system, and what you show to the society, that comes as a different thing. So you so there lies the problem. It is not as simple as that, just finding out your passion to do things and everything. But you have to do things like what is like norms of the society, norms of the everything, because people so we have made a system, right? We have made a system that these peoples will be eligible for these kind of jobs, and this and the law of demand and supply economics is always there. So numbers, it's a game of numbers. People who are in a niche field have an advantage over people in majority fields where there are a lot of people. So the supply and demand will establish the price, the salary that you are getting. So all these things are combined, and it actually works against the engineers. So when I am talking about engineering, I am talking about the general kind of the engineers that have studied, and they couldn't do IITs or NITs, and they now they are in the software side of things, and they are doing it. Okay, so this doesn't apply to the other class of engineers, like those who are working in state government, central government, or or academic positions engineers. Those are different breed of engineers. Okay, and I have this channel. A lot of videos are dedicated towards these finer distinctions and pros and cons of things, and most common issues. So don't forget to check other videos and subscribe this channel. Share it with people who are who may take the benefit out of these videos right now. So coming back to the topic, so these are some of the problems, and so that's why you always need to be actually the so for our cases, like where was the problem? Most of these disciplines were existing at that time, but we tend to, when we are in school, and like if you are a very creative type of person, uh, then also, like what happens is, like we tend to be we are not so much proactive about our career, and we tend to be like mm, so you are not so much proactive about it, and uh, that will lead to a disaster, and you'll not be able to like you'll not be able to navigate your ship. So these are the things, and then I have like an unique opportunity, as I have already shown you there, like medical and dental options are there. So the factors that I have listed out, and um, the factors, these are not the exhaustive list of factors. We will visit I will add more factors to it, but these are some of the factors that I am not like copying from anywhere. I have seen people, and from first hand observation and my own experience and observation, I am telling these things. Okay, and coming to medical first. Okay, and this is a very personal issue, like personal choice, or that is close to myself, because I have, like in my family, we have doctors, so I know about it. And I had the opportunity also, and it was, I liked it, and I never like it was never that I hated biology. I never hated biology, and so I had this choice to do this thing, and but I didn't choose it, because mostly I am towards technology more, and I'm still trying to make my choice right, as Ratan Tata says. So So it's not about me, but I'm talking about other people. Okay, so you have like in 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 medical also there are different lot of different fields, but the question is like there are certain fields which will help you in your career, and the demand supply thing is there also, so you may be able to make a lot of money. There are certain very common medical disciplines where uh, there are different disciplines of medicine, right? So in the different disciplines, not all are the same, not all have the same job opportunities in good tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities, tier 2 cities at least. Okay, so there are different challenges to it, but still then like it is what you study the thing and you apply it. There is no like there isn't even a question of work life balance, because uh, it's all flowing out from you, your knowledge you are using, you are helping people. There is a lot of opportunity in medicine, so that's a very nice field to study. I mean, to ditch engineering and to study medicine. And it is uh, it is really very good. Like, I mean, yeah, there can hardly be any other field as good as medicine. And only I think like entrepreneurship is on top of everything else. It's on top of everything else. But yeah, so apart from that, medicine is the thing. Now the of course, like you get paid and you have all the stability, peace, and um, the social reputation you have, that comes at the cost of something. You have to deal with the fluids and all of those things, the fear. And there is this bodily fear, many people have. I had that thing. So that's the innovation towards medicine. But still then you have to overcome it, and all fears can be overcome. If you think that you are afraid of those things, you are afraid of seeing diseases, you are afraid of touching the patient, then one tip I have to offer to you is that these are like fears of mind. And once you start doing it, once you start touching it, once you start putting the knife in the body, okay, you will start the fear. The more you are confronting the fear, it will vanish away, like it was not there in the first place. You will think, okay, so it is doable. And that's the price for this field. You have to do it. I mean, you can do it, and that's where you are paying for it, the whole thing. Okay, so this is a good field. So I thought I should tell about it more. And then, of course, there is dental. I don't know about the current status of dental, but as far as I know, it costs little bit on the higher side. Dental is there, but many people I see, like from my school, I have seen friends who got the opportunity to work in the home, like in the district headquarter hospitals. Those are not very nicest of hospitals, but it is government job, right? So district DH hospital is the state government's. So in dental you have that opportunity that you can stay near to your hometown, and you have the ability to work on it. And I don't know about the private practices of dental, but these medicine and dental, these are like in US. If you're getting a chance to study these things, this will cost a fortune there. But there also they are highly demanded, and they will bid consistently bid engineering. So these are two of the fields that you can consider as good alternatives to engineering. And for dental, you should be able to do it also. That also needs some level of the practice. And okay, so you may be able to know it. You try to visit, you try to talk to people who have studied that thing, and then of course you can get into that mode. Okay, whether I should be able to do it. So that is there. And then after that also, I also had these kind of opportunities. Okay, so MSc, this is the integrated like BSc MSc, you will come out with MSc. So it is integrated degrees. I don't know actually the what is the name of this, but it is the MSc degree from Nizer, Iser, IIT, NIT. You can do. Okay, so the order is always like Nizer, Iser are always in the top. For science, they are the best institutes. And then we have like also the IITs and also the NITs are there. And many people, many friends I had who got the opportunity to work in these institutes, They are like they got they even earned money. You don't have to pay it. So if you have financial constraints, then definitely think about the MSc Nicer Iser, these the top two institutes, and you will end up receiving money from the institute for studying there. And this was the case, and so you will have tremendous amount of saving. And then what happens, you have this degree, so you can use it to like maybe you want to go study PhD, do PhD in US, or you want to do PhD in IIT in India. After MSc you have to do a PhD. So doctorate and academic line is fully open for you. Academic line and research and double doctorate, you want to go to abroad and do the research, you can do that. And the MSc part, so in MSc also there is a lot of competition in the different fields, so you may have to take some other field of choice. So I think physics and mathematics will be the most competitive ones, and then apart from that there are other like biofields and chemistry. uh, these are there. And neither either you can the academic line, academic research, and what about job? So if you go abroad and you try to do a PhD, then based on that PhD you will be able to land in a job, good job, because in foreign universities they do regularly hire people from the PhDs they do hire. So like in the pharmaceutical, in the environment, or these bioinformatics, they will hire the biology people. PhDs they will mostly hire. So you have a good, very good academic reputation starting from these institutes, and you have a lot of savings and you'll get funding. So it's a very nice, I mean, nice start to everything. It's a very good option. And then if you couldn't get the nicer Heiser, you may at least try for NIT in the end. IITs and NITs are there. And what's the point of doing that? You may not find the job that's there, because MSc people also, you may not be able to find the job and the placement. But still then with that degree you will be able to do lecturership in the state colleges. There are state government colleges, they will so closer to your native place you will be able to find it. And MSc, there are openings in physics, mathematics and all other degrees. So this is a good option. Okay, MSc is, I think, is one of the best options, which is traditional, stable also, alternative to engineering. It has all the qualities, MSc. So these were some of the things. And then the next thing is like your uh, one one skill, one job option that has very high money making ability is merchant navy. And these people they don't get into these kind of degree education. Rather they have their own specialized education. I don't know much about it, but I know people who have opted for that. And merchant navy also, because this is a niche field, and you have to stay away from home. And also like in ship you are traveling, means it's a riskier business, uh, because it's not very pleasant to travel in the seas, and all the hijacking and all other things. So because of the demand supply, because of the risk involved, because of staying away from home, that you do it. So salary is the compensation for that. And people are choosing that option. And if you don't know it, merchant navy is the private navy. It is not the Indian navy. It's not that. Merchant navy is the private version of that. So since it's private, so I don't think like entry is also very difficult towards that. Only maybe you need to have the physical standards matching, and then you can join these things. And so that was about merchant navy. And then of course one of my favorite is design. And this is a very up and coming field. You have the option to study in NIDs, you have the option to study in NIFTs. And there are some other bachelor degree courses also, like CPDM. The some institute is there in Jabalpur. And center for something, I don't know, IITDM, that is there. And um, these are some of the best bachelor courses for design, and then you have in the design you could be passionate towards animation, you could be passionate towards graphic design, you, you may be passionate towards product design, user experience design, and filmmaking, and mm, apart from that also like uh, some new media design. All these are very creative type of fields are there. And what about the job security and job prospects? The fields that I have told you, these are having scope, like in private sector also, in companies also, they have requirement for that. But if you choose like something like footwear and accessory design, textile design, those are again away from interior design, those are away from the private sector, and they have their special companies. And there do exist, but most people they sometimes even in the best institute they are not able to find the placement. And they have like this is also not cheap. If I get it right, design is also very costly. If you study it from the top colleges with the 4-year courses, sometimes may end up a lot of money, and costing you a lot of money. Here you have to exercise your will, like you exercise your choice, that what should be more towards my placement, okay, rather than what is I am very much interested towards. So this you have to take into consideration in design. And then like yeah, then there are like good private colleges in design also, where you can pursue your bachelor's if you are not able to do it, if you are not able to get the government institutes. Like for example, there is the Symbiosis Institute of Design is there, it's exclusively for bachelor students. And there are other private colleges good, there are a few of them. So design is a field, and you have the option for entrepreneurship, you have the option for private sector, you have the option for academia also. So all in all, good scope. And then after design you have chartered accountancy. I think this is the company CS and CA thing. Now I have met a few people when I was working in my company. They were staying with us, and they were doing this CA people. They also do and what I have heard is like it takes a lot of work to do that thing, but it is accountancy. So it is not something like it's not technology, it is completely the finance thing, completely like analyzing the statements, analyzing the tax statements. So what I see the potential here is that you are like you are doing a very useful thing, you are doing a very useful thing, practical thing that you are learning. You will be able to help yourself, you will be able to help others, and you can leverage this skill. That's the most important thing. You can be an entrepreneur if you know, like if you are a digital nomad kind of person and you are a CA, then you can leverage it. And apart from that, like if you have CA background, there are a lot of these uh, SEBI and other job openings in the government that require that require you to have knowledge of CA, and the degree of CA is required. So being in a niche field, you will be able to apply to these government jobs. SEBI is there, and I don't know, there are other organizations also. They will take it. And there is this private. If you are not getting the private opportunities, then of course there is MBA there to enhance it, because this after all it is accountancy. So you can move to some different field like sales marketing also, with a CA background. And maybe also IT management, you can do it and come to the private sector like IT and IT software, the audit companies, and the different audit companies are there. So these kind of opportunities are there. But yeah, and it is just a raw calculation. You need to be ready to do that, and you have to consult friends, but it's still good. I mean, it's if it is practical, then it's good. Hard work is a different thing, but it has to be practical, and you have to do it. Now compare that to engineering. We study a lot of things which are not even useful. And I mean, you don't get to work on them. And a lot of things actually, so you can't even innovate and you can't even contribute. But compare that to a small, like a narrow discipline of design or CA, or let's say anything economics. if you if you narrow the discipline, you can innovate, you can create, you can research on that. So it's better that way. And engineering is comparatively very wide to all these things. So that was the CA part I told you. And then we have economics. Economics is very good. Like if you talk about the scenario in US, many people are like they consider it next to physics, maths, economics. And even in India, I have seen profiles of people, because when you study economics, you are going to get good colleges, you know, because the numbers are on your side. And like I have seen people with economics, they are able to study in elite institutions like BITS Pilani. You can study economics. Now once you have a good brand, you start to have one such fellow was working in the Google Summer Code, Google Summer of Code, that event is there by Google. Many people, they are from economics background, they are able to participate in that. They're able to work in software also. And economics, again, you have the broad highway of MBA to support you, even if you are not getting initially a job. But then elite institutions are easy to get. And then apart from that, there is the added advantage of the, like I told you, SEBI and other many other I have seen, they require economics degree. And Indian Economic Service is already there. And it is also a very narrow field, practical field. You can help yourself, you can help others. And you know how many Indians are winning the Nobel Prize in economics. So I think it is one of the very good subjects. If I had the choice, I would have definitely chosen economics. And they all the time they come up with new models to how to eliminate poverty. So it has an impact if you can use your brain, you use your creativity to that. So it's quite creative, if you ask me. So that's about economics. And then of course I have also friends who have taken the pathway of BSc IT, MSc IT. They avoided the 4 year engineering, avoided a lot of cost. They studied in state universities. And this is the BSc IT, MSc IT. Because IT software, as I've already told you many times in my videos, it's a mass hysteria that these are computer science things. These are not computer science companies. All these T, A, D, C, all these companies, I don't want to name them, but these are like, you will be able to. Now what is the advantage of BSc IT, MSc IT? It's the advantage is, again, it's like the economics advantage, but it is lesser advantage than economics. Okay, because mm, this is like totally tweaked towards working in these IT MNC companies. And the only benefit is that you have less cost. So that's the point of it. And of course, you don't have the burden of engineering, studying something very heavy, medicine, dental, or anything. So and now the advantage of BSc IT, MSc IT is that you'll be able to study in a this elite institution. MSc you can do it. BSc you can do from state university. MSc you can do from an elite institution. And then based on the elite institution, you are going to get your placement, because the companies will be going there. So this is the kind of hack that is involved in the BSc IT, MSc IT thing. And many people are working in these IT MNC companies. So if you are concerned about the cost and the difficulty of engineering, then this is an option. Okay, so next is the integrated BSc B.Ed. So here we are moving towards the other kind of like people who are who can even this is good, and many boys do this integrated BSc B.Ed. This is education, so it's towards your um, career in being a teacher. And there are government opportunities. And again, numbers are on your side, and academic performances matter. And you have the opportunity to work for Kendriya Vidyalayas, Navodaya Vidyalayas, and schools, and all kinds of these things. And even some state government schools that directly accept the students. And you maybe they have one competitive exam they do have, but it is not like anything like gate or other exams. So NET or something kind of that kind of exam they give it, but these are also option BSc B.Ed for girls, especially if you ask me. Very nice option this is, BSc B.Ed integrated. Okay, so it is integrated means it you both the things, and you will come with MSc degree. Okay, I don't know what exactly it is called, but it's integrated, and B.Ed degree is also there. This is there, and finally also I am talking about the NRTI here. NRTI is it's a very up and coming. It's the latest out of this whole list. So NRTI is for the Rail Transport Institute by Government of India, and they do provide bachelor and master degree courses, and with they have direct tie up with Airport Authority of India and other Indian Railways, and they try to provide placement through that. And even if you are not getting, it's a super niche field, so at least there you will be absorbed as faculty, or you may be able to apply as faculty in future. And and yeah, and of course with that kind of college, your profile for studying like in international universities will increase. It will be more visible, and you will find it more suitable to study, complete your future education outside India also. And it has so it's super niche, NRTI. And with that, I'm completing this very long video. It's already very long, so I apologize for that. And you and this is so we may continue this list in future. So without taking any more time from you, so I like to end this video here. And thanks for being with me till this end. And I appreciate your likes, comments, votes. And so thanks friends, so thank you.